Well, welcome to the bedroom floor. I've been kicked out of the engine prep room / dining room because it's Christmas time and we want the table all set for Christmas dinners and whatnot, so I've been relegated to the bedroom floor. But what we're going to be doing in this video is measuring our piston to ball clearances. So here we have my dart and sleeved block, which has all been plateau honed to a diameter courtesy of the machinist. And what I've got here is a Micrometers EWR 40, which we are going to be using to zero this in. Basically a cheap Chinese bore comparator rod. The black marks that you can see on the edges there, they are measured at 25mm or an inch for the American viewers here. I'm going to be using them lines there basically as a referencing point against the deck face to try and measure bore taper. We're obviously going to be measuring along the thrust angle this way here and then across that way there. So what I'll do is set you down with a tripod and show you sort of how we zero in our bore comparator. I've already done it because the DTI gauge that I've been kindly borrowed by a friend of mine is a 1 micron DTI gauge, so the slightest twitch and movement ends up sending it haywire. So I'll sort of set you down on the tripod and I'll show you that it is in fact zeroed in. And our referencing point is the piston diameters. I've sort of got all 4 pistons, measured them and then created an average diameter there, which is 86.873mm. This has the resolution down to a micron again, this does. For you American viewers over there, it's 3.42015 inches thereabouts. So yeah, I'm going to set you down now and you can see that the DTI gauge will be zeroed in. So as said, the micrometer is set to the piston diameter. There. Don't know whether you can quite see it or not, but that's resting on 0 there, that is. So that is zeroed in, give or take a micron or two. And as said, set to 86.873mm. Need a very steady hand for this, which I haven't got at the moment. There we are. Give or take a micron or two, just there you go. That's 0 there. So that's verified there. So to refer back to a shorts video that I uploaded some time back about cleanliness, the bores have been coated in a bit of automatic transmission fluid, and obviously you get storage dust and all that sort of stuff in there sticking to the oil and the cylinder liners, which of course when we're measuring stuff down to tolerances in the microns, to put it in perspective, the average human hair follicle is 40 micron thick, so dust particles not being far off the same sort of size are going to throw your measurements out. So again, to refer back to the old YouTube video, cheap and nasty coffee filters. So we're just going to go down the cylinder liners because, like I say, they're like cottony almost, but without the fibres, so they don't actually leave anything behind. And the joy of them being white is you keep on wiping and keep on wiping until they come back out white, essentially. So just quickly do this cylinder up and down. Of course, quite nice, it covers your hands completely. Up and down until it's essentially squeaky clean. Like you can see there, my fingerprints, pardon the lighting is not the best in here, but you can see my fingerprints on there where I've been working it backwards and forwards, and we again go up and down until them cylinder liners come out pretty clean and squeaky clean. So I'm only going down about 4 inches into the bore, because that's where the contact patch and sweep is really. So I'll put you on a time lapse now whilst I clean out these cylinder bores till they come out tidy. There we go. That is the sort of cleanliness you want it to come out as there. Nearly perfect. So we'll make a start now miking the bores. So what I've got here is a very crudely drawn up blueprint of the block. Cylinder number 1 being the timing chain end of the block, and cylinder number 4 being the clutch end of the block, essentially the transmission end of the block. And the measurements we're taking are, like saying, 25mm increments down the bore, so 4 points, and then obviously across the x-axis and the y-axis there, which the most important one is the thrust angle, that one there. So we're going to do the x values first. Again, I'll put you on a time lapse because you don't naturally want to sit here for half an hour watching me writing stuff down, so you'll get the feel for it anyway. Now we're on our final one really. No real need to go down as deep as 100mm, obviously because of the stroke on this. I think off the top of my head is 88mm off the top of my head. I'll correct in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, I'll correct in the bottom left hand corner of the screen by here as to what the stroke is anyway. But onto the 100mm measurement now, the last one, down to the bottom of the bore. Okay, that's the X measurement covered. We're now going to flip and rotate the camera a bit. So we'll do the where was it on tripod? So like I say, we've measured it across the x-axis, going that way, and now we're going to go that way across the y-axis, or the thrust angle.
And again, last one, the 100mm depth.
Okay, that is all working out my head now. Bear with me. 32 measurements done on the balls there. So what I'm going to do now, take you off the camera for a moment. I'm going to do some maths and work out what the taper is for each cylinder and what the ovality slash roundness slash egg, wherever you come from in the world, are in these cylinder bores. So just give me a moment.
A few moments later.
Right, with all them numbers and values added up and divided, this is what we are left with. So taper is basically on the 25mm to the 100mm value is the difference between the highest value and the lowest value. So for example, we'll take the worst one, for example, which was cylinder number 3, where the highest value was 83 micron and the lowest value was 59 micron, which brings us out to 24 microns, or little under 1/1000th of an inch of taper. And then your egg value is the highest value or the lowest value from either the X or the Y. So in this instance we will take cylinder number 2 to be the worst. The highest value there was 86 microns. Sorry, no, beg your pardon. I've got a digit wrong there. So we'll look at cylinder number 3, obviously because that's got a value of 59 micron. So 59 micron being the lowest value, and the highest value being 83 micron gives us an egg of 24 micron, or little under 1/1000 of egg. Beg your pardon on the cylinder number 2 there, that should actually be 17 micron there. That should, the lowest value being 69 and the highest value being 86 micron. But hopefully this gives you a bit more clarity on how to measure your piston to wall clearance. So what you'd obviously do there with those numbers now is add the value, your highest value, to that value there, which would essentially give you your block bore diameter then. Obviously give or take a few microns, because we are talking microns. Temperature can bring a massive thing into the equation, which is why it's being done in the bedroom and not in a freezing cold garage. But as long as you zero your stuff, for piston to wall clearance, it doesn't really matter too much what the diameter is there, providing that zero is good on that gauge there, which it was, and the zero on that gauge is good, which you verify against your micrometer, which is good. That will give you your clearance value anyway. So there we are. If you like what you see, please don't forget to hit the like button, and please don't forget to hit subscribe if you're a new viewer. They are greatly appreciated, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.